Fossil, and I'm interviewing Miss Orwick to see her view on teenagers in our age group. So, when you were a sophomore in high school, did you have any extracurricular activities that you did?
Yes, so I was part of this group that did performing arts, and so we did shows, and it had singing and dancing. But we did a lot of shows around the community and concerts and things. And I also helped at my church a lot. Yeah.
Nice. So, if so, how many hours per week did you spend doing the performances and the church activities?
So it's probably like a few hours a night, or most of the nights of the week. Yeah.
So, did that like start interfering with your schoolwork at some point?
Yeah, I mean, it gave me a very busy life where I didn't have a lot of time to myself. Because I was always doing something.
Did you have any hobbies like outside of that that you usually did, like painting, maybe like singing music?
Yeah, singing sometimes, and I did choir, and then like reading sometimes for myself. Dance classes too.
Nice. How many, like, if you can remember, how many like hours did you spend on homework per like week?
I don't know. It might have been like an hour a day, so maybe like 5 hours a week or a little more.
That's a lot. So how do you currently deal with stress?
So currently I try to find relaxing time and get out in nature and organize the schedule. Like use like a planner and plan things, and then also like if I'm really stressed, just like talk to myself positively and tell myself it's okay.
That's okay, I do it too. As a sophomore, how did you deal with stress? Was it slightly different?
So it was definitely different as a sophomore because I think I had no clue how to deal with stress. I also know that every night too I would stay up late doing homework because I knew I had to get it done, but then I'd be tired at school the next day. And I remember I would come home from school and just watch TV because I wanted to just chill out, but then it would mean that I did my homework late, and then I would kind of be in a continual cycle of tiredness. But I was getting everything done, but I just felt like, oh yeah, I can deal.
So like what caused the change in how you deal with stress?
Well, you eventually get to an age where that stuff doesn't work anymore, where you can't go without sleep, and you just get too stressed out, and I realized it was not good for my life.
Was that like college for you then?
College definitely, but I think I still pushed it off, so I think it was after college that I started figuring out. But what you realize is like if you wait, the longer you wait, the more you have to practice de-stressing because your body doesn't know how to do it anymore.
Okay, so as a teenager, how did those around you handle your stress? Like, did your parents help you out, or would it just be like you're on your own?
I think my parents didn't help out very much. They kind of we had to do it on our own, and they weren't too involved with it, so.
So, like, if there are people who, like, didn't help you out, like, why do you think that was the case?
I think dealing with stress was just not as well known of a thing or considered as important back then. So I'm really glad that it's an important thing now for people to think about.
Do you think it was, like, considered serious, or just, like...
Yeah, not very serious. And it was like, nope, you just get everything done. You just keep doing it. Who cares? You just do it.
All right, so overall, do you think, like, the current teenagers are unappreciative of what they have?
I think there's an extent of things that they might be unappreciative of, but I think it's just anyone who's young and still hasn't been out on their own yet are not always going to appreciate things. But I think there's also just like so many students I've met who care about deeper things, more important things. Yeah, so I see both sides.
When you were a teenager, like, has the things that we care about changed?
I think so. I think, I could be wrong, but I think students care more about world issues and what's going on and making a better society than we used to care about as youth, yeah.
So, like, would you consider us lazy?
I don't think lazy is the word. I think there's different priorities. Then it's just not always going to be school priorities.
So, like, do you know anyone else, like, besides yourself, who might think of teenagers as not lazy or lazy?
I do know I know some other people who do feel that teenagers sometimes are lazy or more like inconsistent, like don't always show up when they say they're going to or whatever. And my mom teaches like piano and voice lessons, and so she'll tell me about some of her students that don't practice or don't show up.
So, in your opinion, what is the average everyday life of a modern teenager?
I still don't totally know that. I know it's definitely more technological, or there's so many things online that I don't even have a clue about that teens are involved in. And I don't know. I want to get to know more what it's like, but I can't imagine. And I think there's more stresses, like of societal pressures and media. Media gets even more intense, and our stars today that people are looking up to are just more and more pushing the edges. And so I do worry about people valuing themselves and not always believing what the media says, since it's getting worse and worse, I think.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. What a great project.